Hey guys, KillLance here, once another KillLance Gaming. Don't forget the bell button, subscribe button to get notifications to my channel. Alright guys, we got some Breath of the Wild news from GameRant, and this person is Jared. And this information was posted pretty much today, but we're going into the next day, but it's not important. Alright, Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, the case for a playable Zelda. Now, this is all probably people like doing like theories and what they think. So don't take this for a grain of salt. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild's sequel rumors continue to pique player interest as Nintendo hints at a playable Zelda. Now, I always thought it was interesting to even consider, playing Zelda, in the Legend of Zelda game. It is her name in it. And I always thought that maybe they should allow her to be like a secondary character with Link to have other particular moves to help him through dungeons. I just would have thought that would have been neat. Okay, anyhow, ever since the announcement of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 at E3 last year, the upcoming game has been a center of attention for any news that comes out of Nintendo. However, official updates have been few and far between, with most that can be confirmed about the game being the continued map from the original Breath of the Wild. Okay, as a result, leaks and rumors have quickly taken hold as players wait for anything concrete about the follow-up to 2017's original Zelda Breath of the Wild, while a majority of rumors shouldn't be taken at face value, which we already knew that already. But it's always good to sometimes, I don't know, for me to entertain it, to just see other people's ideals and what they think. There's one of that needs to be proven true, whether or not Zelda will be playable in an upcoming sequel. Okay. Now while it should be noted that this is a unconfirmed aspect of Breath of the Wild 2, the answers that Nintendo as well as series producer EG gave on the subject after E3 was revealed did not specifically deny the possibility of co-op or a playable Zelda. So for the Zelda hopefuls out there looking to take the regions as the Princess of Hyrule for once, there is hope after many players disappointed in never getting a chance for a playable Zelda in Breath of the Wild. Our later released DLC champion, Breath of the Wild 2, may set a new standard for the series. Okay, playable Zelda is unproduced. Okay, the Legend of Zelda series has had a long history of playable links, the protagonist for every game in the except canon of the long-running franchise. However, Zelda, the tutorial character, has often been relegated to playing the part of the damsel in distress in early titles, although taking on much more proactive roles in the titles like Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker. In fact, her only outings as a playable character come into form of spin-off games like Hyrule Warriors and Wand of a Game Loon. I don't know what the heck that is. Neither which is considered part of the official canon. Thanks to Zelda's recruiting role as a captured or trapped princess in need of Link to come save her, she haven't been given as many moments to prove herself as Link has already received. However, the Zelda from Breath of the Wild is already a step above from some of the incarnations, being the key figure in holding a Calamity Ganon back and keeping him trapped as opposed to the usual case where the roles are reversed. So if the playable Zelda rumors do pan out, it could make Breath of the Wild 2 as impactful on the series as its predecessors. If could refresh Hyrule for the next game. The rules of exiting the map from Breath of the Wild and Breath of the Wild 2 is somewhat of a point of content for fans, as some pointed out that players have already explored that world. It seems as though Nintendo has workarounds for refreshing the world in a way that would make the same map feel new, mostly involving rumors about Ganon and his new effect on the world after the mummified Ganondorf is revived. However, there's only so much decoration that the developers can put on the world to make the feeling of exploring and discovery come across as strongly as it did in the original. Okay, another possible solution to this issue of staleness could easily be giving players a new character to play as, even making characters respond differently depending on who the player is currently controlling. Additionally, most of these playable Zelda rumors come along with the idea that she will be the second player in a multiplayer scenario, a two-player experience. Like, this could easily change the perspective of Breath of the Wild 2 from the original, turning the solitary game into a cooperative adventure. Okay. An interesting note for Breath of the Wild's success on Switch is that it was never originally meant to be on Nintendo's most recent and highly successful system. After years of development troubles, Breath of the Wild's original release was moved to be dual release on the Switch, after having previously been slated to be a Wii U exclusive. Was mechanics like the Sheikah slate as the result of the planned exclusively, but as development time began to push the release close to the release of the Switch, the game was adapted for the new system. Okay. In the case of Breath of the Wild 2, that is far from the case, as it's being developed with the sole intent by Switch exclusive, meaning it can be taken advantage of as of many features the new console offers to players. And I'm going to go down here, and we're going to leave it right here, guys. Okay, I just wanted to read the most meatful part of everything here. You can check out the rest here if you want, guys. And I just thought that it was an interesting read, is because I've always thought that Zelda should play more of a role in these games and in previous games as well too. Is because here's though you came across Zelda in the Twilight Princess, and she's like, she's like warrior ready. She has a sword, she has arrows, and she looks like she's going to defend herself. She doesn't really need a Link to save her during that particular situation until she got taken over and yada 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 and all that other good stuff. And the thing with that was, like, I guess from people seeing that aspect of Zelda, which pushed for, why can't Zelda help them out in different games, like literally going on adventures with them instead of going off on sidebar adventures, helping them behind the scenes, like in Ocarina of Time, sitting up here being a sheik, being a sheik in the cut, being a ninja, and being a pirate in the Wind Waker, helping Lincoln through other means and stuff. And people want to see more of Zelda getting involved in the situation, being by Link's side, but also at the same time, we already know that Zelda and Link has this deep connection with each other. And the thing is, like, everybody's like, oh man, these guys are there in love. He's going through all this stuff just to save her, and they have a connection with each other, especially Ocarina of Time. That was one of the doggone Zelda games right there where I'm like, he meets this girl when she's younger, and then they're talking, they're having these little conversations, and then it carries on forth until they're like an adult, like showing some hint of like romance and in the sense of that right there. And from that point on, everybody getting that frame of mind, like, why can't these two be together? Especially when you play Skyward Sword, that was even more in depth in their romance and why they should have been embarking on this journey together. But at the same time, you can understand why she couldn't, is because she's a princess, and you can't see a doggone princess traveling out of a doggone castle with a knight, or if you want to call him a peasant boy at the same time, because we already know he's a farmer. He was all these different renditions and stuff. So it kind of makes sense too, because you might just spot Zelda. Oh, this Princess Zelda right there. Everybody in Hyrule knows Princess Zelda, and especially the clothes that she's wearing is so royal to the point where you're like, okay, she has to be somebody important and stuff. And traveling around with a person like that being so flashy, it's going to bring attention to yourself. But anyway, guys, that about does it. I hope you guys enjoyed this nice little like taste of rumors, or just like something mindful to just talk about and something mindful to think about. And I just think it's good to talk about these things, guys. Also, like I said, take this for a grain of salt too, but just think about it. A multiplayer Legend of Zelda game. And I have so many different interpretations of multiplayer when it comes to Legend of Zelda. Not the Four Swords like way, being multiple links, but I'm talking about other characters as well, not just Zelda. But Anyway, don't forget the bell button, subscribe button to get a notification from my channel, and we got more Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild news here.